Have you ever noticed this strange pattern in life? Just when you think you've figured things out, just when you're comfortable saying, "Yeah, I know how the world works now," boom! A younger person walks into your life. And not just walks in, they shake things up. They question you. They annoy you a little. They surprise you a lot. And later, when you look back, you realize something wild. They were never an accident. They were sent for a reason. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're about to understand why that younger person, your sibling, coworker, friend, student, or even that random kid who asked you one simple question, changed you more than you ever expected. Let's be honest for a second. Most of us think wisdom only moves in one direction, older to younger. We say things like, "You'll understand when you're older." Trust me, I've been there. Listen, I have more experience. And sure, experience matters. No argument there. But life has a funny sense of humor, because sometimes the universe sends wisdom wrapped in someone who's younger than you. Someone who doesn't have your experience, doesn't have your scars, doesn't have your "I've tried this before and it failed" mindset. And that's exactly why they matter. Think about it. Younger people see the world before it hardens. They haven't built as many emotional walls. They haven't learned all the rules they're supposedly not allowed to break. They haven't convinced themselves that this is just how life is. So when they ask you questions, they are not trying to be disrespectful. They're holding up a mirror that quietly asks, "When did you stop believing this was possible?" Maybe it was a younger coworker who said, "Why don't we just try it this way?" And you almost laughed, until it worked. Maybe it was a younger sibling who chased a dream you once had, and suddenly you felt proud and uncomfortable at the same time. Or maybe it was a kid who asked you something simple like, "Why don't you smile more?" Ouch. Straight to the soul. Here's the truth most people don't like to admit. Younger people are often sent into our lives to wake us up, not to replace us, not to compete with us, but to remind us of parts of ourselves we quietly left behind. Remember when you used to try things without overthinking? When failing didn't feel like the end of the world? When you didn't need 10 backup plans just to take one step? That version of you didn't disappear. It just got buried under responsibility, fear, and too many what-ifs. And younger people? They dig it back up, sometimes without even trying. Let me give you a real-life example. Ever noticed how a younger person can start a project with zero confidence, but 100% energy? No 5-year plan, no perfect setup, just vibes and determination. Meanwhile, you're over here like, "Okay, but what if it fails? What about the budget? What if people judge us? What if Mercury is in retrograde?" And they're like, "Yeah, but what if it works?" That's not ignorance. That's courage without fear poisoning it yet. Another thing nobody talks about. Younger people challenge your ego, not intentionally, but naturally. They don't automatically see you as the authority. They see you as human, and sometimes that stings, because it forces you to ask, am I leading because I'm wise, or just because I'm older? Deep question. Sit with that one. Here's something powerful. Younger people are often sent to teach you lessons you missed the first time around. Patience, listening, flexibility, humility. They teach you how to explain things clearly, because yelling, "Just trust me," doesn't work on them. They teach you empathy, because they're still figuring life out. And you remember how confusing that felt. And sometimes they teach you how to heal. You'd be surprised how many people started healing old wounds because a younger person felt safe enough to be honest around them. Younger people also remind you that growth doesn't expire, that learning doesn't stop at a certain age, that reinventing yourself isn't embarrassing, it's brave. Have you noticed how younger people switch paths without apologizing? They change careers, change styles, change goals, and they don't write a 3-page explanation about it. They just do it. And somewhere inside you, a tiny voice whispers, "I wish I gave myself that permission." Here's the part that really hits. Sometimes younger people are sent to test how much wisdom you truly have. Because real wisdom isn't about being right. It's about being open. It's about knowing when to speak and when to listen, when to guide and when to step back. If you find yourself constantly frustrated by someone younger than you, ask yourself this: what is this situation trying to teach me about myself? Because irritation is often just unrecognized growth knocking on the door. And let's add a little humor here. Ever had a younger person explain technology to you like you're a confused puppy? They're like, no, just click there. No, not that. Why did you click that? And you're thinking, I survived life without Wi-Fi, show some respect. But then you realize they're patient, they're confident, they're teaching you, and suddenly roles reverse. That's life saying, see, learning never stops. Now here's the big realization. Younger people aren't sent to overshadow you. They're sent to complete the picture. You carry experience. They carry possibility. You carry lessons. They carry questions. And when those two meet with respect instead of ego, magic happens. Some of the strongest leaders, mentors, parents, and teachers aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who listen, who learn from those younger than them without feeling threatened, who understand that wisdom flows both ways. So if there's someone younger in your life right now, and they're challenging you, inspiring you, or even slightly driving you crazy, pause before dismissing them. They might be the reminder you didn't know you needed. The reminder to stay curious, to stay brave, to stay human. Because the truth is, they were never an accident. They were sent for a reason. And now that you understand that, the real question is, what are you going to learn from them next? And before you go, if today's message hit you even a little, if someone younger crossed your mind, or if you felt like this is exactly my story, make sure you subscribe, because this channel isn't just about videos. It's about awakening thoughts, about the feelings we all carry, but rarely know how to put into words. Every video here is meant to leave you a little wiser, a little more aware, and a little stronger than before. So hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and don't miss the next message, because who knows? It might be another reminder that shows up in your life for a reason.